Hey guys, and welcome to part 10 of the Resident Evil 5 playthrough. We are now into the caves, where there's a lot we have to solve. This is where they tried to in typical Resident Evil fashion, they put in puzzles for you to solve.
Lovely puzzles.
Hey Bats, I wonder if the Bat Bruce is here.
He loves a challenge, doesn't he?
Here's one of the tricky medals to find. You need a sniper rifle to get this one.
I hope Irving was telling the truth when he said we'd find answers in this place.
Down we go. And again, if you see something glowing, instantly shoot it, because it's probably a gem. What if you actually went shoot it and then you went to pick it, it was actually a dead insect? Oh fuck, I wasted a bullet. Well, there's a normal spider. I'm surprised the normal spiders when they don't jump on you to give you a cheap jump scare. Right, these chests, they require both players, and look, lots of gold.
Oh, that's a lot.
Gimme, gimme, gimme. Fail.
I see you, spider.
I'm onto you, spider.
No, they look like they're always up to something, don't they, when they just sit there?
Mm-hmm.
Like they're planning an attack.
But then again, from their perspective, they probably think we're giants.
Mm-hmm.
I think the only real, in terms of real life spiders, I think the only one that actually kind of makes me fear is the ones that are like the size of your hands, like the tarantula. Yeah. Like, see those ones you get in like the everyday now, the tiny ones, they're scared of you.
I usually just chuck them out the window or something.
Well, if it keeps coming back, then that's when I get pissed annoyed.
Mm-hmm.
And this bit was split up. And here's the second stage Magini that we... these guys are a little bit tougher than the townsfolk. Like, for one, their weapons are very more deadly, where they have flaming crossbows and spears and shields. But they can take twice the amount of damage compared to the townsfolk. And as you can see there, they can get right back up. I like how I got grabbed and got a headshot at the same time. Oh, bloody fall. And as you can see, my shotgun is a little different. This is the M3 shotgun. This one's slightly stronger than the other shotgun I had. Which means, what I mean by that is more powerful. And the burst of the shotgun is not as widespread. So it's very effective close range.
These guys are very gymnastic, aren't they?
And here's me thinking about what to do in my inventory because it's full. There you go. Here, take the magnum ammo, even though you don't have a magnum. That's the thing when you play this for the first time, you instantly see magnum, you think, oh, I must save on to that, but then later on you realise that you don't need it.
I'm sorry, but you can't bring that back without a receipt.
What? I was promised a full refund at 50% off. Ooh, shiny musket. Don't you also hate it when you're instantly attracted by something that's glowing?
Yeah. Who the fuck put a shit ton of money in there anyway?
Well, these mines are ancient times, so I'm guessing back in the ancient days where they used to hunt for gold. You know, typical god stuff, you know, BC times and all that, digging for mines of gold, and then it's found centuries later.
Mm-hmm.
Surprise!
Oh, it's a trap.
I feel that QTE, you land on your arse and you lose 1/3 of your health. Just to say you're a fucking idiot. Now this bit is like a 4-way passage where there's like 4 corridors. 3 of these all have chests at the end where they all have a Pacific gem. Just love that twirl in the air, don't you?
Mm-hmm. Can you kick the spiders?
No, you can't. No, the spiders can't be melee killed. They can only be shot, or they'll be slashed off if your partner's got a spider stuck in their chest. Again, you'll notice that when the help icon blurs, and they can't break free of it. Oh, these guys with the blowtorches, fuck them.
I take it they set you on fire.
Yes. And they take a lot more damage than the other ones do. But again, like you saw there, if you get a critical melee which lands the head, they insta-kill. Well, provided they don't transform into, like, the Cephalos. Yeah, for the ultimate security, we're going to use wooden shields. My original idea for this boat was to slide them all down, but here comes the green bastard thinking, no, I'm going to blow everything up.
Don't diss the power of Ouija. Could you imagine, like, you just replace, like, Chris and the other woman's name I forget.
Sheva.
You just replace them with Waluigi and Luigi.
No, not even do that. Just put the hats on their heads.
If Resident Evil 5 was like if it got like a Nintendo port, like they add some Mario hats in as additional content.
Right, what to do in this puzzle is that after you flip the switch, the door's gonna close on you. At least only one of you needs to get to the end, but those flaming balls will try and stop you. But once you get to the door, it stays open. It's like you don't. It's not like one of you has to stay on that presser switch. As long as you just step on it, the trap just deactivates. But this is where me and Steve are gonna go full on klepto. You know, all these vases, we must break them to see if there's any ammo or money.
As if those couple of treasure chests weren't enough.
Hey, if you saw a big treasure chest in it or a vase that looks shiny, wouldn't you go ahead and see what's in it?
True.
Come on, Stevie.
Thanks.
Thank you. And discard 3 bullets. Again, be mindful when you're discarding weapons and items, because once it's discarded, you're not going to get it back. Next trap. QTE run.
There's quite a lot of QTEs in this game, isn't there?
Oh, they get even worse as the games go by. Up until Resident Evil 7.
Wasn't Resident Evil 6 the worst?
Yes.
Was it QTE the game?
Yes, essentially, yeah. QTE did everything. Not just in cutscenes, but tons and tons of unnecessary QTEs, like lots of do or die situations, which are very unrecognizable at first.
Mm-hmm. I think one of the funniest ever QTEs that I've ever seen was the Spider-Man 3 video game. It's like in the tutorial level, and like you're web slinging like through a building to rescue this woman, and like if you do not press the button like immediately, then Spider-Man just like flops right onto his face onto the ground. And I thought it was like hilarious the first time that I saw that. It's like the woman's like still sat there tied up, and then the bomb goes off all because Spider-Man flopped onto his face.
Man, some superhero.
Well, he's only a teenager, cut him some slack.
Right, the puzzle is where we need to both me and Steven need to pull the levers which are on the arms of these statues. We need to pull them at the same time in order to get the statue to move, and that will change the stairs. Here's your grenade launcher. Now here's me giving it to Steven because I tend to not use the grenade launcher as much. But with the grenade launcher, it's the only weapon that you can buy ammunition for in the chapters. Like in between your inventory slots, you can buy up to 6 types of rounds for your grenade launchers. There's explosive rounds, which again, high explosive, do much damage. There's the nitrogen rounds, what it does, it's like nitrogen ice, where it freezes your opponent, and you can actually melee them and they shatter like glass. Then there's the flash grenades, which essentially like the flashbangs. Then there's the acid, which can weaken enemies, and specific enemies might even take more damage. Then there's the flame, which is again flame rounds. And I believe the last one is... Fuck, it's out of my mind now. I hate that. You know, when you think about something in the instant minute, it's gone.
Yeah.
So what we have to do now is we need to follow the stairs that have been adjusted because we pulled the switches, and we just keep on doing that till we actually get that point where the stairs go way up in the distance, which our main goal is.
Is it like the endless staircase at Mario 64?
Oh, a nice golden idol. I wonder how much this is worth. 50,000 yen. Fuck! again, this moment, these cutscenes right here, you can't skip them, but because me and Steven knew we were recording, it was like we were so tempted to not. It's like, oh, I don't really want to watch this again, but we have to leave it in. Again, for those who have never played the game, so they can figure out how to get through this shit. That's another thing I forgot to mention as well. It was introduced in Resident Evil 3, the 180-degree turn. You do that by pressing down on the left stick and X at the same time. You'll instantly do a quick 180 so you can get your bearings right. They didn't have that in Resident Evil 1 and 2.
Was it just a control scheme back then?
Yeah, it was just the time controls back then where you had to move slowly backwards. Oh, that guy was fast. That ran off to the right. And again, these spears, these guys can throw the spears. You don't want that to hit you, because it's painful.
Well, that guy sort of just kind of glitched a wee bit.
Don't you think that's weird? They brought in spears and shields to a gunfight. And there's Steven showing off the grenade launcher. Get off my platform. Nice cow head, by the way.
That poor cow.
Steven's gonna take care of the enemies down here while I go up here and find this lone survivor up here. It's like he was waiting for me, but he didn't react quickly enough to fire. And if anyone notices any like graphical recording glitching for like half a second, apologies for that, but that's just a recording. But then again, it only happens for like half a second, so not really that big a deal. It only seems to happen when I'm switching weapons for some reason. Maybe because I'm going too fast for the game to register. I guess that's a consequence when you play a game too many times.
Get some hairspray. You need to look fabulous when fighting zombies, don't you?
I'll just get my head and shoulders and get my hair fixed and get a wee comb out. Not to mention the anti-dandruff on my bloody eyebrows shiver. Now, this bit right here, this is where I find some, I think it's flash rounds I find and I give them to Stevens. Yes, they're flash rounds. And I tell him to go over here because there's flash rounds here, they'll be very useful. Again, that's a way of communicating to your partner if you don't have a headset, you know, aim your sights and they'll be able to see your laser where it's pointing to say, look, in there. Because like I said before, the only thing you can share between your partner when you're actually playing together is ammunition and health. You can't switch weapons, which would have been cool though, but again, you're limited to by your inventory selects where your partner has a different slot altogether. Another fun fact about this, the co-op feature as well. The co-op feature, what the game doesn't tell you actually is that it secretly adjusts the difficulty if you actually have two players. So even though me and Steven are playing this on normal, it's the difficulty. If you continue being good, the difficulty will rise to veteran level of cheapness behind your back. And again, the same goes for if you're playing on veteran halfway through the game, and when the game thinks you're getting too good, it will adjust it to professional levels of difficulty. Schizophrenic, and which is cheap, mind you, because again, if I selected normal, I should be playing on normal.
Yeah, that is a bit of a cheap way, isn't it?
Aye. Ow.
It's like fair enough if like there was an option in the menu to like, allow the game to do that.
But the fact that it does it behind your back and there's no option to do that. Mind you, Resident Evil 5 is the only one to do that. They fixed that problem in Resident Evil 6. Fun fact, actually, Resident Evil 6 you can play by yourself because one, the AI is invincible. So you don't have to worry about the AI, unlike RE5 here, where if you're playing by yourself, half of your brain's focusing on the AI survival. Why is it these guys in their cow skulls?
And they killed all their wives.
Probably ran out of meat. I like how those two died at exactly the same animation. Well, I'm going to put my hand in the air. Hopefully Jesus will see my fingers and touch it. That infamous painting.
You are not worthy, my son.
And I believe this is our second to last one. And this is the only time where the game tricks you. You know, the first couple of statues you have to be right next to each other because there's two arms. Now they throw two different statues with one arm each.
This just reminds me of the game show Jungle Run.
What is it? The setting?
Yeah, it's just like in a temple and stuff like that. With all the statues and that. Have you ever seen that show?
No, never.
It was on CITV. Just reminds me of it.
What if Indiana Jones just came in here? Because this kind of fits the Indiana Jones theme.
Yeah.
I owe you one.
Although I'm sure if you saw like all those zombies and spiders, you'll be like, nope, fuck that, I'm out.
I thought it was snakes he'd be afraid of.
I know that he doesn't like the snakes. Is it weird to think, like, you know when Disney bought LucasArts?
Mm-hmm.
Or was it Lucasfilm?
Yeah.
Sorry. Like, people, like, assumed it was just Star Wars they bought over, but they also bought over Indiana Jones because it's Lucasfilm that owns.
Aye, it was Star Wars and then Lucas created Indiana Jones afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I've tested out those two little canisters with the fire there. You would think you would shoot them, the gem would fall out, but nope. Apparently they have invisible protection walls on them.
Mm-hmm.
And there's our main goal, right there. Now let's get the fuck out of here.
Then it goes like Mario 64 style, where it says you can't get through here unless you've got 80 stars.
Oh fuck, this thing again?
I'm a big scary bat.
Will you go down as cheaply as you were last time? Yes, he will.
Now stay dead.
Now here's a thing, actually, you can choose to skip this boss fight, actually. If you just run up the stairs, but it initiates a QTE where if you fail, the wall collapses because he's destroying everything. But if you succeed, the wall will collapse on top of him. And then you'll be able to continue on. So you can, again, this boss fight is optional, but as you saw there, we decided to take it out because one, it gives us a rare gem. One of those rare gems where it only appears in one particular segment.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like a certain pigeon in Sonic 06. Let's continue on.
The preparations are almost complete. Then we can leave.
Good.
Quite a revealing dress there. This woman here, her name is Excella Guionin. She's the head of Tricell.
You know, I was surprised Las Plagas was such a success. When you first arrived, I had my doubts. And now...
Is that accent a French accent?
Your position at Tricell
Can't really tell.
Oh, I have my eyes set on something much
Any thoughts as to who this
bigger.
charming man is?
You'll be needing a partner, right?
Is it Mr. Bean?
No, it's too tall and too dark to be Mr. Bean.
Fuck off, bitch.
Dun dun dun. It's Johnny Bravo.
It appears your old friend, Chris Redfield.
This here, because again you weren't around the time we first met him, Colin. This is the main villain of Resident Evil, Mr. Albert Wesker.
Wesker?
Wesker. What, you thought I was gonna be Albert Wanker?
I was thinking more like, you know, Whisker's the cat food.
Whiskers.
Albert Whiskers.
Imagine that face on the brand of the packages.
Not only is he the big time villain in Resident Evil, but he's also the brand manager for Whisker's cat food.
He loves your cats.
to become a god. That right is now mine. I believe
And after that shocking flashback, we'll see you in the next part, folks.